Welcome to Balance Sheet Stories, where we uncover the untold narratives behind boardrooms and balance sheets, profits and pitfalls.
Okay, let's dive right in. You know those huge, dense company reports? We often think of them as just a wall of text and numbers. But what if I told you they're actually stories, really compelling stories about ambition, risk, and success? You just need to know how to crack the code.
Yeah, we've all been there, right? You open one up and it feels like you need an accounting degree just to get past the first page. It's so intimidating. But hidden behind all that data is a fascinating story about where a company's been and where it's going.
And that's exactly what we're going to do today. Think of us as financial detectives. Our mission? To use 3 key clues to piece together the real story of a company's health. And the case file we're opening is a big one, the State Bank of India.
Now, every good investigation starts with one simple rule: follow the money. So our first clue is all about profitability. It's the most fundamental question you can ask, right? Is this company actually making any money?
And the key piece of evidence we're hunting for is called net profit. You've probably heard people talk about the bottom line. Well, this is it. It's the pure, clean profit that's left over after every single bill is paid. It's the ultimate report card for a business.
So, the big question is, what does the evidence say about SBI's bottom line? Have they been crushing it, or is there some trouble we need to uncover? Let's open the case file and see.
Okay, check this out. Our timeline starts in March 2023. SBI posted a net profit of over 50,000 crore rupees. Now, that's already a massive number, but the real story is what happens next.
Fast forward just 1 year. Boom, that profit jumps to over 61,000 crore. That's a huge leap, and it tells us something important. This isn't just a stable company, it's a company that's actively growing.
And the trend just keeps going. By March 2025, it climbs again, this time soaring past 70,000 crore. See what's happening here? It's not just growth, it's accelerating growth. Every year, the jump gets bigger. That is a very, very powerful first clue.
So you gotta ask, where's all this money coming from? Well, this chart breaks it down for us. Almost 72% comes from their main business, giving out loans. Another 25% comes from smart investments. This tells us their profit isn't just some lucky break. It's coming from the very heart of their business.
Okay, so clue number 1, profitability, is looking rock solid. But a good detective never relies on just one piece of evidence. Now we need to understand the sheer scale of the operation. Is the company itself actually getting bigger and stronger? Let's dig in.
To figure this out, we look at something called the balance sheet. Now, don't let the name scare you off. It's actually pretty simple. It's just a snapshot. On one side, you have everything the company owns, its assets. On the other side, everything it owes, its liabilities. For a bank like SBI, its biggest asset is the money from loans it's given out, and its biggest liabilities is all of our deposits that it's holding on to.
And just look at these numbers. Between March 2023 and March 2025, the bank's total assets grew by an astronomical amount. More and more people are trusting SBI with their money because customer deposits are way up. And most importantly, they're lending more money out, which, as we just saw, is what drives their profits. The whole operation is massive and it's still expanding.
All right, so far we have 2 really positive clues. Profits are soaring and the whole operation is getting bigger. But every good detective knows to look for the twist. Is all this growth actually healthy, or is there some kind of hidden risk? And that brings us to our third and final clue, the hidden health check.
For any bank, the number 1 risk is lending money to people who can't pay it back. In the banking world, they have a name for this: non-performing assets, or NPAs. The easiest way to think about it is like the bad cholesterol of a bank. You expect to have a little, but if the number gets too high, it's a huge red flag for the bank's health.
So how is SBI doing on this front? Let's look at their gross NPA ratio. This is basically the percentage of their total loans that have gone bad. In March 2023, it stood at 2.78%. But just 2 years later, look at that. It dropped all the way down to 1.82%. That's not just a good sign, that's a fantastic sign.
And you can see the trend right here on this chart. It's a steady, consistent march downwards, year after year. This tells us something absolutely crucial. It's not just that the bank is lending more money, it's getting better and smarter about who it lends to. They are improving the quality of their business.
And that's really the key takeaway. A falling NPA ratio is one of the strongest indicators you can find of a healthy, well-managed bank. It means they're not just growing for the sake of growing, they're growing smartly and sustainably. All right, detectives. We've gathered our 3 clues. We followed the money trail, we measured the scale of the operation, and we performed the hidden health check. Now it's time to put it all together and deliver our final verdict on the case.
So what did our investigation uncover? First, profits aren't just growing, they're accelerating year after year. Check. Second, the bank's entire foundation, its assets, deposits, and loans, is getting bigger and stronger. Check. And third, the single biggest risk to their business, those bad loans, is being managed incredibly well and consistently going down. Check.
When you put these 3 clues together, the story they tell is crystal clear. This isn't just a simple story of growth. It's a story of healthy, robust, and very well-managed growth. The engine is getting bigger, and it's also running cleaner and more efficiently than before. And there you have it. We cracked the code. By focusing on just those 3 key areas, profit, scale, and risk, we uncovered the real, compelling story that was hiding in that wall of numbers. The skills you just saw can be used on almost any company out there. So the only question left is, whose story are you going to decode next?